From the rugged ridgelines of Montana to the sun-splashed shores of California, two worlds collide under the big sky lights. The Bobcats bring that hard-nosed, hammer-down, high-altitude hustle, forged in the cold, carved by the mountains, and built for bruising football. The Mustangs of Cal Poly counter with precision passing, coastal pace, and plenty of pride. Galloping into this one refreshed, refueled, and ready after the bye. It's grit versus glide, cowboys versus coastlines. And when the dust and the salt spray settle, only one will ride tall. Under the lights in San Luis Obispo, it's Montana State and Cal Poly in an epic Big Sky showdown right now on Scripps Saturday Showdown. Oh, just one of the many examples of what makes the Big Sky great. It doesn't matter if it's in the snow or on the sandy beaches, there's beauty everywhere. And tonight we sit under the palm trees of the Central Coast where number 5 Montana State looks to remain undefeated in the conference in front of a passionate Cal Poly crowd who have seen their Mustangs continue to be pests to top 25 foes. Welcome to San Luis Obispo, everyone. Ben Creighton, the former DC, Ty Gregorak, Grace Lawrence also coming up in just a bit. And Ty, with just a couple days before Halloween, it only makes sense that we have a showdown between two teams who can be scary in a multitude of ways as we head into the final month of the regular season.
You're exactly right, and I think Montana State's one of the hottest teams in the country right now. You got two teams coming off of byes. You know, and this Cal Poly team, I mean, you watch that first half against Montana, a very good Montana, at their place. They were playing very, very well. They can be scary. It's a compliment to Coach Wolf and this staff. These guys are really improved, man.
Also coming off of wins against Sacramento State. And for Montana State, Adam Jones just exploded 2 weeks ago against Idaho State.
Huge game. I mean, you can see 173 yards. Kind of I don't want to call it a breakout game because the guy's been playing very well. But I'll say this, too. It's a testament to this offensive line. They've got their 5 dudes. They're really rolling, and Adam had a big, big day 2 Saturdays ago.
Yeah, 11 yards per carry in that win against Idaho State. And offensively here in SLO, Michael Briscoe, easily one of the top wideouts in the conference.
He is. He's a tall drink of water, Ben. I mean, he's on pace to get 1,000 yards this year, almost to 600 right now. You can see this is one of the catches of the year in my mind. Great one-handed catch there at Montana. He's a fantastic player, and this young secondary, I don't want to call him young anymore. I mean, shoot, we're on the latter half of the season, but this secondary for Montana State will be tested by this guy.
Says he'd rate himself an 8.5 to this point of the season. That's pretty good. On the opposite side of the ball, the top defense in the Big Sky right now, Bryce Greavy, Caden Dowler, so impressive for the Cats defense.
Well, Coach Sean Howe's defense has been suffocating, Ben. The 14 points that they gave up 2 Saturdays ago was the most they've given up in a month and a half since South Dakota State. You see Hunter Parsons there. I mean, they're just, again, they don't have a ton of sacks, but they're so disruptive in the backfield. And I mean, again, compliment to Coach Howe and his staff. These guys have been, they've been dang impressive.
Well, you can't forget how much of a brick wall they've been on the D-line as well. Again, just so impressive, that Montana State defense this season as a look to have another solid night here in San Luis Obispo. And you want to talk about standouts at the linebacker position? You got 2 of the best tacklers in the conference right now. Mikey D'Amato, Kenny Olson, so impressive for the Mustangs.
It is. I used to tell my linebackers it's a production-based business, and these guys have been doing nothing but producing. Almost 160 tackles between the 2 of them, and they're a force to be reckoned with. And I'm fired up to watch these 2 play.
Montana State quarterback Justin Lamson will look to have another solid day against those guys. And for much more on QB1 of the Cats, we send it down to our own Grace Lawrence. Hi, Grace.
Yeah, hi, guys. Justin Lamson's coming off a career-high 4 passing touchdowns against Idaho State. He's been such a fit for this new-look offense for the Cats, and this team really trusts him. Wide receiver Jabez Woods said he calls the receivers every week and finds time for the group to get an extra film and work alongside him just so everyone can be on the same page. He's got that it factor a quarterback needs, according to OC Pete Sturbeck. And if he keeps up this performance week in and week out, they keep stacking wins, his case for Big Sky Player of the Year could be made, guys.
No question about that, Grace. I mean, just such a huge get out of Stanford, talking about Justin Lamson. And, you know, he has embraced Bozeman. He even said, you didn't really get the same kind of support up at Stanford like you did at Montana State. And he is living to all the billing, no question about that. And here in San Luis Obispo, Paul Wolf in his 3rd season as the head man for the Mustangs. Of course, very familiar with the Big Sky, a couple Big Sky championships up in Cheney for Eastern Washington. Head coach also at Washington State. But Ty, you and I have talked about this for so many years, continuing to build this program here in San Luis Obispo back up from the days of the triple option. And last couple of games, they've been impressive, and there's been growth with this Mustangs program under Wolf.
Yeah, I've known Coach Wolf a long time, Ben. I mean, probably 20-some years now, and he's done a heck of a job. He's coached at the highest level. He's coached on Sundays. You know, he grew up in the state of California, and he's been back now almost 10 years. He's happy with what he's doing, and they're doing a great job. This is an improved outfit.
Brooks Wheely taking the return there for Cal Poly, and the Mustang offense will start for the first time tonight. Montana State won the toss and deferred, and this has been a big story for Cal Poly this year offensively. They're looking to get a lot of consistency, but that's kind of hard when you got 4 different quarterbacks playing this season. Ty Diefenbach will get the start tonight once again for the Mustangs.
Yeah, he's going to have his work cut out for him, Ben, because this defense, man, they are playing as good as anybody in the country right now. Talking about Montana State's defense.
Yeah, big test today for this Mustang offense. Diefenbach, quick hitter on the far side on their first play. And take it down short of the 30 as they go to Michael Briscoe. A check at our Stockman Bank weather for tonight's game. Just a beautiful night here on the Central Coast. 67 degrees, a little windy, but can't complain. The weather always treats us well when we come down here to San Luis Obispo. Now to the ground game. And not much going there. Maybe a gain of 1 as I'll bring up third down.
It looked like defensive end Kenny Iden, the big senior out of Bozeman, Montana, on the stop there. He's having an outstanding season.
Dre Wilson getting the carry there for Cal Poly as I'll bring up third down. There'll be trips to the far side for the Mustang offense. So Leahy motions and movement up front.
Looks like it's been offside on.
I'll give it on Anthony Pat. I'll back him up 5 yards. Oh, excuse me, that's Jasdev Banwaite.
Trying to blame another guy, Ben.
Yep. Diefenbach under pressure. Again, dumping out in the flat and stop behind the line. And fourth down coming up for the Mustangs.
Yeah, it's 3rd and long here. Offensive coordinator Tim Rosenbaugh elected to go with the screen. You can see all the big dudes up front getting by in a hurry. You got to put your feet in the ground and retrace. That being said, when you got Bryce Greavy, who's having a fantastic year, bring out the punt team.
A 3-and-out force by this Montana State defense to start this one. Taco Dowler back to return. Ehrlich punts it away, and Dowler will just let this bounce. As it'll be downed at the Bobcat 40-yard line. And now Ty to take a look at our players to watch, sponsored by the Jewelry Design Center. Rocky Lancioni last week obviously has really stepped up in that tight end room for Montana State.
The Italian Stallion, he's getting a ton of plays, and he's doing a heck of a job. Jabez Wood, we're hearing that name a ton in the last few weeks, and then those 2 defenders are going to have to play well. Victory Johnson there with 3 sacks on the year, and then the safety, you know, Coach Cody Von Oppen, the D coordinator, said he's really gotten in the groove and really a leader in that back end.
Justin Lamson, straight drop, first down underneath, going to Taco Dowler. And taken down just short of the 45-yard line as Kenny Olson brought him down. And again, the season that Justin Lamson is having right now, 2nd in the FCS, 74% completion percentage. And you could just see it. Can make a variety of throws for the most part, throws a catchable ball and gives those wide receivers opportunities to go get it. And that one batted down, incomplete. Swarming all over Lamson, Troy Bean.
Yeah, it's a good play by Bean there. You know, Lamson has been just a gift. I mean, he's been a gift from the heavens. Being in this league as long as I have now, I think he's one of the best quarterbacks that Montana State's ever had. And I'm talking about Travis Lulay, Denarius McGee. This guy keeps the pace that he's on and continues to do this next year. He'll go down as one of the greats for the blue and gold.
48% on third down this year. Montana State first in the Big Sky. Lamson rifles it, incomplete. And Cal Poly forcing a fourth down. Demel Turner on the coverage there. And this was a guy that you highlighted earlier this week when we were talking about that Cal Poly defense that has been impressive the last couple of games.
Well, the last couple of years they've really struggled, you know, and again, it's a compliment to Cody Von Oppen. I worked with his old man at Montana years ago, and he's really done a good job with his defense. You know, and they've done a good job recruiting. You know, you talked about it earlier, Ben. When you spend decades running the triple option and running the flex defense, they had to recruit entirely different athletes, and they've done so, and they're doing a good job.
Carson Cole, the former lacrosse player, calls fair catch. Well, defense on display so far from both the Bobcats and the Mustangs early on.
Tonight's game is sponsored by Montana State University, Mountains and Mines, Town Pump, Pump It Up, Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking, your Montana Chevy dealers, and the University of Montana. Build your skills the Montana way.
Again, a beautiful day here on the Central Coast. Still goose eggs early on between number 5 Montana State and Cal Poly as the Mustang offense will look for more success on their second drive of the night. As Briscoe will motion. Play fake, Diefenbach. He can take off and use his legs and trucks forward past the 15-yard line. And Zach Black was able to wrestle him down.
Yeah, interesting strategies so far by both offenses. You know, they're both teams coming out slinging, not really trying to establish much of a ground game yet.
Well, especially for a Cal Poly offense that likes to throw the rock. Diefenbach on the design keeper and slides down. They'll mark him down at the 20-yard line. They'll bring up third down because you look at that Cal Poly offense. Paul Wolf even told us earlier this week, they're still trying to get consistency in that run game. And kind of the same thing. You have so many different running backs who have dealt with injuries. Tyree Washington went down. They're now using Trey Wilson, Paul Holyfield. Troy Fletcher has gotten a couple calls early on. It's running back by committee right now, as he's put it earlier this week. And as Montana State will show blitz on 3rd and 3, Diefenbach again keeps it himself and a yard short of the line to gain.
It looked like we talked about running the football, you know, back-to-back quarterback runs.
And Paul Wolf will send out the punting team.
Nice tackle by Dom Solano, and that, you know, that's the thing with this D-line. You were talking about it in the open. They're just so deep. I mean, all 8 of them are playing a ton, and Coach Howe and Coach Baptiste love to rotate him, keep him fresh.
Well, Brent Began even said a couple weeks ago, depth of that D-line spot is going to be absolutely crucial as they continue on into the final month of the regular season and into the FCS playoffs. As Dowler will call fair catch. 42-yard punt. Bobcats will now try to get something going offensively. Not much going early on here in San Luis Obispo as we check in with this week's Williams Plumbing and Heating poll. What is the most important factor for a Big Sky program's success? You got coaching stability, recruiting, transfers, fan support. Personally, I would probably argue for an all the above, to be perfectly honest with you. That's just my opinion.
There's one answer here, Ben. There's only one answer.
You have to make it more difficult for me, man.
One answer, and anybody gets it wrong, they're an idiot. It's recruiting. You can't win the race without a good pony. Recruiting is the life. Oh,
Julius Davis once again hurdles a man.
He's getting in the habit of doing that, and it's working. Recruiting. Lifeblood of any program is getting good athletes, good players, and then hopefully in this day and age, keeping them around.
It could be one of those quiz questions you saw back in the day on a test where all of them are right, but which one is the most correct?
And if you're an idiot like me, just choose C.
I always chose B, to be honest with you. 1st and 10 after the Julius Davis run. They give it to him again, bouncing to the outside, spinning from the tackle, and getting into Cal Poly territory as Davis loses the helmet.
Lost the helmet, going to have to come off the field. And, you know, first 2 series for both teams, we saw a lot of throwing, and now we're seeing them try to establish a run game.
More whistles, and you see the physicality from Julius Davis. The guy who's hard to tackle, as we've seen the last couple of years. As Mike Besner interrupts my story.
Well, they put 20 seconds back on the clock.
Split wideouts, 1st and 10. And everybody.
Full start. Offense, number 64. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
I was going to say everybody on that D line reacting to Burke Mastel. And that's a big thing too. Montana State, up until a couple of weeks ago, they were excellent in terms of limiting penalties. But the last 2 games, we go back to that NAU game, I mean, they just racked up the laundry on the field. Taco Dowler motions on the sweep. Looking for a couple blockers and escorted out of bounds.
Yeah, it was an interesting formation. They had both running backs to the side of Lamson running the fly sweep with Taco. It's a great block right here on the edge. We missed it on the edge there, but I believe it was Ryan King who initially, right there, gets that first block, and then you get a couple more fellas in white jerseys on the perimeter and get those 5 yards back that you lost on the penalty.
No, it's Mason Rivera, by the way, who caught up with Taco Dowler. Yeah, Ryan King so influential in blocking on the perimeter. Now Adam Jones gets the call right up the gut. And Jones able to carry a couple of Cal Poly defenders and move the sticks for a 12-yard run.
I think we're going to call his name a lot tonight. Great blocking by the front 5. Big old hole, and then a good, powerful finish there. That yard, those yards after contact there by Adam Jones. Nice run.
Well, you've seen the evolution with Adam Jones building that muscle over the last couple of seasons. Lamson under pressure being chased. And we'll just tuck and run out of bounds as Kenny Olson was in pursuit.
And this is where Lamson's just been doing such a great job. If it's not there, he's not making any foolish throws. I mean, he's been hotter than Texas chili lately, Ben, and he's making sound decisions.
Brent Vigen, the head man at Montana State, 2nd in program history with 52 wins, the fastest coach in Big Sky history to reach 50 wins. Just the job that he's done in Bozeman the last couple of years. Once again, has his team in the top 5. The pitch to Jones. Trying to get to the edge and runs out of bounds. They'll mark him short of the 1st down marker. They'll bring up 3rd down on a 5-yard run.
Well, going back to Coach Vigen, man, I mean, he's been so good, you know, and he's lost coordinators, he's lost good players, and they just keep getting almost better. You know, and you're starting to see some of these jobs open up around the country, and, you know, I think it was Washington State last year showing some interest. Someone's going to come after him. It's just a matter of when, and he's got to decide if it's the right job for he and his family.
They'll mark him short. Julius Davis. That'll bring up a 4th down for Montana State as that D-line for Cal Poly was able to swallow him up.
It's a good job by that D-line right there, coached by Coach Will Clemens.
Bobby Pillen Jr. right there had a fumble recovery 2 weeks ago up in Missoula. And on 4th and 1, Montana State will remain on the field. 5 of 7 this season. Jones motions. Lamson keeps it himself. And you know, he has said multiple times he loves keeping the football on 3rd and 1, 4 yards. Moves the sticks.
And he took a good shot in doing so. It was a really nice play call by Coach Pete Sterbik here. You know, you get in these big formations. You had both tight ends there, or 3 tight ends to the right there. Good decision by Lamson. Move the chains, first down.
.91% in the ABA red zone this season. Adam Jones to the 15. 4-yard run there by Jones. And with Justin Lamson. No, he can sling it, but he has shown multiple times just how dangerous he is with his legs, because that was a big topic of discussion coming into this season. We know how strong of a runner Tommy Malott is, but Lamson can really tear up the turf as well. 2nd and 6. Adam Jones getting it again, past the 10. Let's go down to Grace Lawrence.
Ben, you were saying it in the open. After Adam Jones' performance against Idaho State, Coach Vigen showed some emotion in that post-game press conference. He said Adam's a good football player, and hopefully people will stop wondering what's wrong with Adam. He just needed the opportunities, which were plentiful in the last game. And Adam said he's been very motivated for a game like that, and he also loves feeding off Julius Davis.
Yeah, Brent Vigen getting a little spicy after that Idaho State win, saying Adam Jones has been running the ball well all season. So he'll get the rock again.
Well, and again, I think the offensive line, you know, it was kind of a revolving door there for the first couple weeks in terms of who was playing and guys in and out. And you know, this front 5 now has been playing together the last month, and in my mind, it's shown in terms of the run game.
Especially with all the shuffling they've had to do up front. Brent Vigen saying it's basically now solidified up front. JT Reed has been excellent at center. Titan Fleischman has had to change to right guard, which he said he's had to adjust to a little bit. But that O-line really getting it done. Lamson to the air again. Looking for the back of the end zone. Incomplete as he tried to find his tight end, Ryland Schlepp, too tall.
These are formations of the week for Coach Sterbik. They're bringing in additional offensive linemen and putting the 2 tight ends there. You can see, I mean, the Italian stallion, Mancioni, I mean, he keeps getting touchdowns every week. Keep looking for these guys.
A long drive here for Montana State. This will be the 13th play of this current drive. As they'll go in the pistol on 2nd and goal. Julius Davis. Smashed down by Kenny Olson. 3rd down.
Really a nice tackle there by Kenny Olson. Came into the game with 70 tackles, 4.5 tackles for loss. You can see right there, he's just a very active player.
And that's a Cal Poly defense that really surrounds those linebackers. It's built for those linebackers, and you can see them just flying all over the field from boundary to boundary. They can cover a whole lot of ground. 3rd and goal. Lamson, clean pocket. Still buying time. Incomplete. Intended for Adam Jones. Jeremiah Bernard in coverage to force 4th down.
Well, it's a good stop, man. As you said, I mean, 13, 14 plays later, they took a lot of time off the clock there. That's a really nice stop by Cal Poly. In theory, only, you know, holding them to 3 here.
This will be a 25-yard attempt for Miles Sandstead. Right down the middle. As the Bobcats strike first here in San Luis Obispo, Montana State jumps out to a 3-0 lead. Just like Julius Davis. Great crowd on hand tonight here in San Luis Obispo, not only from Montana State, but from Cal Poly as well. And fans, it's that time. We've gotten a lot of really great submissions this year. Show off your team spirit and send us your best superfan photos. And you can see yourself on the big screen today. Just scan the QR code on your screen and upload your favorite fan shots. We'll pick some of the best ones and showcase them coming up later on in the game. Montana State just marched down the field to 3 points. And now hauling it in from the goal line, Cal Poly. Looking for a big spark, and they'll start from the 20. Carson Gould once again getting the return. Z-Ty Diefenbach right there. 4 interceptions thrown last week in that, or 2 weeks ago, I should say, against Montana. And we talked to this coaching staff earlier this week, and you look at Diefenbach, he even said he wasn't really happy with that performance because he's shown it. He can run it, and he's got a good arm as well, standing at 6'6".
Yeah, you know, and just talking to Coach Rosie, you know, this week, and Coach Tim Rosenbach and I worked together at Montana years ago now. You know, they've been doing a lot of good stuff offensively. It's just they can't, you know, shoot themselves in the foot. They've thrown 11 interceptions on the year, Ben, which has just been, you know, killers for them in some of their tight ball games.
Incomplete for Kendrick Sanders on first down.
Shot of Coach Wolf right there.
His team a little more seasoned. As he was telling us earlier this week, there's definitely been a lot of growth in the last couple of years that he's been here at Cal Poly. Diefenbach lets it fly. He's got a man open, incomplete. Too far for Logan Boer. And now a word from the Montana Boat Center.
Football season, boating season. You can plan for one while enjoying the other. Order your new dream boat now. Montana Boat Center.
And now a 3rd down and 10 for Cal Poly.
This would be a very nice time to get a first down if you're Cal Poly, and I say that just because, you know, these short, quick series in a 14-play drive by the Cats. The last one, the defense is on the field a lot right now.
Trips to the bottom of the screen. Incomplete. Trying to deal it to Briscoe. 4th down as Caden Dowler surrounded him. Only 13 total yards so far for this Cal Poly offense on 3 drives. Jesse Ehrlich once again will boot it away for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Cal Poly's got to get something going offensively. I mean, you just said it, and you can see it on the big old scoreboard. 13 total yards right now.
Taco Dowler looking to return. And this one will be coming back as the flag flies. Still on his feet and wrapped up at around the 40-yard line.
Yeah, this is, in my mind, this is kind of a lousy call. They're going to call it on Zach Wabel.
During the return, legal block in the back, return team number 49. 10-yard penalty, first down Montana State.
I don't know if we're going to see a replay or not. Yeah, you're going to see it. You're going to see it right up here to the left side, right there. And see, I don't. Anyway, I'm not a ref, Ben. You can see Coach Monaco coach him up on right there.
That will back him up now to about the 22, 23-yard line. It will be the 23 for Montana State on this drive. Dowler enters the backfield. They fake it to him. Linchoni down the boundary and taken down. And again, the couple weeks that Rocky Linchoni has really broken out in that tight end room.
He's the Italian stallion, man. I mean, good play design here by Coach Sturbeck. A little play action. Keep getting the ball to those big tight ends and let them do their thing.
16-yard rumble by the Bozeman native as we approach 2 minutes to play here in the first. Adam Jones looking for a window and swallowed up. Mason Barber will take him down. Look at the series history between Montana State and Cal Poly. The Mustangs controlled this meeting for a while, but Montana State with 6 straight wins. They lead the overall series 13-9. And yeah, we were here 3 years ago for that humongous outing. Marquis Johnson with those 242 yards on the ground for Montana State that night.
Things were parting like the Red Sea all night, Ben. It was a tough night to be a Cal Poly Mustang.
Dane Steele makes the squeeze. And that'll be enough for a first down.
You can see that great window there for Lamson just to step into his throw.
Dane Steele, a guy who has really stepped up since the beginning of the season when Chris Long missed a couple games with injury. Super athletic when Sam Mix talked to us earlier this week. Underneath, incomplete, no one home. As they tried to dump it down to Adam Jones.
Yeah, a little off-target throw there by Lamson, but there was just enough pressure by those big dudes up front. That's the thing about Lamson anymore, man. He doesn't miss often. He's just got a completion percentage in the 70s, and he's, like I said, he's been hot, really hot.
Julius Davis makes his way through. 8-yard run. That'll bring up third down for the Bobcat offense.
Really nice play. They put a bunch of trips there into the sideline of Montana State, and then just let the big tailback run. Nice job by them on a second and long, getting it to third and very manageable here, about 3rd and 3.
Manchoni, the tight end. Davis spins. And again, we'll move the chains for Montana State, as that most likely will be the final play of this first quarter.
That was a nice run by Julius Davis, because Mason Rivera, the safety, 32, he had him, and just that little spin there.
That'll be the end of the a low-scoring affair here on the Central Coast. 3-0 lead for number 5 Montana State. Second quarter coming up on the other side. Well, a defensive battle so far through the first 15 minutes as the sun begins to set here at San Luis Obispo as we start quarter number 2. A first down for this Montana State offense. And 103 yards so far. Lamson out into the flat. Dowler on the screen. And moves past the 35 as he got that block from Ryan Schlepp, second down on a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, again, just bunch, where they ran the ball with Julius last time. They throw the quick screen out to Taco, get some yardage out of it. But, I mean, again, what Montana State, I know it's only 3-0, Ben, but what they're doing a nice job of is playing keep away. I mean, they've had the ball, almost 11 minutes. Doing a nice job.
And the first quarter seemed to have just flown by. Julius Davis, after Lamson picked it up off almost the turf. As Davis charges forward. 7-yard gain. And another first down for the Bobcats.
You get a great cut right there at the end. Nice job by the offensive line, but good cut there by Julius just to get that extra 2-3 yards right there. Right there. Good hit.
Well, that's just using his physicality that he can do so well in that running back group. Play fake, rifling it, incomplete as Lamson throws it behind Taco Dowler. Mason Rivera in the area.
And they went 21 personnel here with Colson Kuhn in the backfield. Little gun split. Again, just another off-target throw there by Justin Lamson.
Right now is 4 of 10 for 34 yards through the air. Dane Steele, the motion man, 2nd and 10. Lamson goes to him. No, actually, they'll give it to Rocky Lanchoni. And that'll be another first down as we send it back down to Grace Lawrence.
states for MSU to recruit from. They've got 8 players from the Golden State. Because of the Big Sky presence in California, Vegan said it's advantageous in recruiting for guys to see the opportunity to play games back in their home state. It's also about the foundation that's laid from the guys before them, being able to see California natives succeed at MSU, guys.
Yeah, Justin Lamson, a perfect example of that from El Dorado Hills, and swallowed up in the 20, brought down behind the line. Victory Johnson, who's been impressive on that D line, brings him down.
Came into the game with 3 sacks, and what a great name. That's one of the great names in the Big Sky. Victory does a nice job getting in the backfield here. You can see him right up here at the top of the screen. The screen just moved on me, dang it. Nice play by him.
Such a great name. And a lot of creativity in that family. His brother named Champion, by the way. Lamson to Dowler on the boundary. Now a 3rd down for Montana State. Troy Bean in the area. 8-yard gain.
And Taco takes a pretty nice shot there at the end. Bean, like you said, Bean's a great looking kid. 6'4", 215-pound sophomore. Big 3rd down for the Cats right here. They're going to be ticked if they have to settle for another 3 after another very nice drive.
They're 2 of 5 on 3rd down so far. Lamson underneath, and Chris Long making the catch, but short of the 1st down marker.
Well, I think Coach Vegan is going to elect to go here.
Right now, the offense remains on the field.
See, this is where they're bringing in that additional offensive lineman, Ben.
We also got 2 tight ends in the game as well, in Rocky Lencioni and Ryan Schlepp. So Lencioni will move to the opposite side. 4th and 1. Already a 4th down conversion tonight. Adam Jones gets the call. And that Cal Poly D-line able to stop them on 4th down. Paul Wolf fired up.
Yes, he is, and he should be. You know, I mean, like I keep saying it. I mean, the dang Cats have had the ball almost 15 minutes. That's a huge, huge stop for this Cal Poly defense. Great job by Cody Von Oppen and his crew.
And that was another big thing that...
Timeout on the field.
Mustang fans, volleyball continues.
Well, I'll get into that story in a second. "14 plays, getting in the red zone, no points, leads to a ticked-off Brent Vegan. It's Montana State still with only 3 points, and I would not want to be on the other end of that.
Well, he's ticked, and he should be. You know, he's got the 5th-ranked outfit in the country right now, and they're up 3-0 after.
There's Briscoe. Nowhere to go there on the sweep, as Bo Kelly will now take over quarterback duties for Cal Poly.
How many quarterbacks can we see in the game, Ben?
Well, they played 4 this season, as they'll take over for Ty Diefenbach. Bo Kelly started this season as the 4th string quarterback, has been here in San Luis Obispo for a couple of years, going back to the Bo Baldwin days. Looking to provide a spark offensively with the pocket collapsing, and fires a strike, as that will be ruled a catch. And moving the sticks for a 1st down, Fidel Pitts.
But you can see they're going to get on the ball here in a hurry, because up here I thought it hit the ground. It did hit the ground. Are they not going to review this?
9 yards if this stands.
It looked like leather hit. Yeah, there we go.
There, yep.
See,
Whistles will blow.
someone's listening to me, Ben. You don't listen to me, but someone's listening to me. There's Coach Vegan.
The ruling on the field of a catch is under further review.
It is under review, and it will not be upheld, Ben.
Because this is the best angle right here that
It is.
that we got
It
just
is.
a second ago.
No.
Yep.
No catch.
So that one hits the turf. like you mentioned, again, 4 quarterbacks being used this year for Cal Poly. Diefenbach, Kelly, you also got Anthony Grigsby Jr., the transfer out of Nevada. Jackson Akins took some snaps as well. And Paul Wolf even said, I know I'm quoting Paul Wolf a whole lot already, but that's what led to a lot of offensive inconsistencies so far for Cal Poly, having to use so many quarterbacks and also using a lot of running backs as well this season as well.
Yeah, and Coach Rosenbaugh, who's also the quarterback coach. See, this is what you love, Ben, as a Cougar. You're an alum, and you got Paul Wolf, you got Tim Rosenbaugh, you got Steve Broussard. I mean, freaking half the staff are Cougars. That being said, I mean, they're bringing in Bo Kelly to add a spark. He's got to step into that throw. I mean, you know, the old saying, if it hits you in the hands, you should catch it. But that ball was pretty low for a good, clean pocket.
Well, played heavily in those games against Sacramento State and Davis. His 2 best games of his career here in Cal Poly, according to Paul Wolf.
How long does it take to review the fact that the ball hit the ground? What are we looking at? What are we doing, Ben?
But also the progression of the quarterbacks here in San Luis Obispo have been stunted by injuries, with Ty Diefenbach missing some time. Again, you see the ball hit the turf, so it should be incomplete.
I tell you, he's still got his face in the. I mean, what are we doing?
Brent Vigen's kind of also rubbing his temple a little bit.
I would be too. It's not that hard. What a beautiful setting up here, Ben. You and I were got a picture pregame with our sideline extraordinaire, Miss Grace Lawrence. Just a beautiful area up here.
After review, the ball hit the ground and it's an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down.
Shocker.
Well, yeah, beautiful day. I got up super early, got some coffee, walked along the beach this morning.
Did you see any pelicans or maybe even a
Lots
albatross?
A lot of seagulls and a lot of dogs trying to chase the seagulls.
Where'd you go, Pismo? Or?
Yeah, just a little north of Pismo.
Beautiful.
3rd down and 8.
Oh, Cal Poly could use a 1st down.
They have yet to get one so far here in the first half. Split wide out set. Kelly quickly throws far side. Incomplete.
This is what I'm saying, though. This is not a good throw. I know it hits the kid in the hands, but he's got to fire the football. Like throw and catch. Throw and catch. That's what quarterbacks do.
As the Mustangs will have to punt it away again. 10 first downs, by the way, for Montana State. The separation there, 10 first downs versus 0 for Cal Poly so far.
Yeah, and 14 minutes and 24 seconds of possession time. And oh, by the way, Ben, it's 3-0. That's why Brent Vigen, the massive human being that he is lacing into his dudes on the sideline right now.
And whistles before the snap.
There is a flag on the play.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
And then I imagine Paul Wolf is probably not happy with a delay of game penalty when you're pinned that deep.
Exactly, and you're going to give one of the best returners in the country an opportunity. He's already, got his heels planted at the 50.
Line drive. A favorable Montana State bounce. Cal Poly will swarm over that football. Maybe about a 45-yard punt. Not a lot of scoring here in San Luis Obispo here in the second. All right, fan zone time with Marsh McLennan Agency. Always get some great submissions. I love the skeleton with the pumpkins right there. That's a great one from Luke. You got the cats, and yeah, of course, you got to get the vegan in there.
Luke Vegan, baby.
Wearing the throwback Bobcat sweatshirt. As Montana State will start in good field position on this drive. Julius Davis on the handoff. Breaking away from a couple tackles, stays on his feet before eventually getting shoved down. That'll be a 7-yard pickup there by Julius Davis.
It's a good tough run by Julius, and he takes a heck of a shot here right at the end. Watch this, Victory Johnson right here at the end. Boom.
Second and 3.
Trips at the bottom of the screen for the Bobcats on 2nd and 3. That's been the big story. 15 total yards for Cal Poly. Julius Davis has got open space on the edge and wrapped up by a pair of Cal Poly Mustangs. First down for Montana State, 13 yards.
Yeah, and again, we can keep this a great run by Julius. Nice blocking on the edge there by Cedric Jefferson and co. But, I mean, again, we can keep talking about all these statistics that are so one-sided. However, we got a 3-0 game.
Cal Poly shows 5 on the line on 1st and 10. Again to Davis. They just continue to feed it. As he'll get past the 20 on a 6-yard run. And now a word from the Jewelry Design Center.
More choices. We are Jewelry Design Center, and we want to be your jeweler for life. Come see us in Missoula, on Brooks, across from the Montana Club.
Julius Davis fired up as he'll get a little bit of a breather, because we've seen it the last couple of years. His drive, his intensity, his competitiveness, always on full display. Dowler motions on 2nd and 4. Play action, Lamson with a load of time, slings it in the end zone, touchdown, Montana State. Jared White hauls it in, 19-yard pitch and catch.
This is just a fantastic play design by offensive coordinator Pete Steerbook. Again, we've seen this now a couple times. They're just running different plays out of it, but they shifted both running backs to the side of Lamson and then just ran a wheel route.
Just wide open, and the eyes, that pocket presence shown by Justin Lamson like we've seen all year.
Couldn't find him with a search warrant. That was a great call by Coach Steerbeck. And
splits the uprights.
I was just going to say, this offense has been playing well. They just haven't had the points to show for it, and there you go. Run the wheel up the sideline for the tutty.
Jared White finding the end zone for the first time in 2025. The running backs making some TD catches the last few weeks. Arts and crafts tie, Justin Lamson, Jared White for 19 yards.
Well, this is a fantastic play by Justin Lamson, because once we roll the clip here, watch his eyes. His eyes are holding this safety up top here, and then the wheel route right there by Jared White, but his eyes were the ones that made that play. It was a great job by Lamson. Nice throw and catch, touchdown Bobcats.
And that was a big thing that Lamson has said earlier this season. He was trying to work on, be more patient in the pocket, eyeing down the field, and you saw it on full display right there. 10-0 lead, Montana State. And getting the return. Once again, Cole on the return. And that Montana State defense, I mean, we've harped on it all season long. Right now, holding Cal Poly to only 15 total yards in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, they're on pace to hold these guys to under 100 right now. This is incredible. I mean, 15 total yards. They've only had the ball 5.5 minutes. It's incredible. Great job by the defense, but Cal Poly's got to get something going offensively.
Bo Kelly still in at QB, 1st and 10 from the 25. Play action on the slant. Michael Briscoe to the 30-yard line. And a big thing for Cal Poly to get that offense going. I mean, you have get the ball to that dude right there in the wideout.
Yeah, absolutely. And the quarterback's got to make better throws, and you know, you'd love to see him try to get some kind of ground game going. I don't know if they think that they can, or they're going to be asking a lot of these quarterbacks if they get nothing going out of the running back room.
On 2nd and 5 to the ground game. That's not going to help. Trey Wilson wrestled down. And Solano was there on the tackle.
Yeah, we've called his name a couple times. He's having a great game again. Rolling this defensive line, keeping those starters fresh. A couple of these other guys get some looks, and now you're going to see the cheetah package here with all their defensive ends in the game. They're going to walk up Bryce Grebe in that mug linebacker position over to center. There.
Cats will only bring 4. Kelly lofts it over the middle. He's got a man into Bobcat territory. They were looking for a spark, and they finally get it right there for a first down. Michael Otterstedt, the tight end, with a 38-yard catch.
Just what they needed, but this is on Taden Gray right here. Taden Gray's got to get back and get depth up that seam. Nice throw and catch. Absolutely needed that, but yeah, Taden Gray. I thought he saw it. He saw the play happening. He just got to get depth up the hash there.
Logan Boer motions. 1st and 10. Looking for a window. Keeps on trucking. Trey Wilson up the gut for a 4-yard gain.
Well, they wanted Bo Kelly to add a little spark, and he's done that. Put points on the board here, Ben. It's back to a 1-score game.
A guy who Bo Baldwin, when he was the head coach here at Cal Poly, absolutely raved getting him to San Luis Obispo. And he'll keep it and gets tripped up. 2 yards shy of the first down marker, 3rd down.
And by who else? Dom Solano. And this is a nice play by him because there was a lot of green grass in front of the ball carrier. Nice play by Solano.
And we got an injured Cal Poly Mustang. It'll be Keon Salehi getting attended to.
I hope Salehi's okay. He's a good little slot receiver in this offense. Good shot of Solano right there. He's made a bunch of plays tonight.
And you look at this Cal Poly offense. Paul Wolf continues to stress getting that running game going. How do you build that rushing attack? Because obviously the continued development of that O-line for sure definitely comes into the equation when you talk about this Cal Poly offense.
Yeah, no question. I mean, we just haven't seen teams be able to do it. I mean, no one's ran the ball against this Bobcat defense. I mean, probably South Dakota State was the only real example, and they didn't rush the ball great against them either. Idaho State didn't try. These guys aren't trying. Eastern, nothing. Hope he's okay.
And Salehi will be helped off the field. Redshirt sophomore. One of the slot guys in that wide receiver core for Cal Poly.
I think our graphic had Brooks Wheatley up there. It's number 8, right? I know the jersey was kind of tucked up.
So now the Mustangs face a 3rd down and 3. 1 for 5 so far in this first half. Extra blocker in, Bo Kelly rolling. And won't get to that first down marker as Sam Hedrick made the catch.
Little play action boot here. Good hustle by Neil Daly inside out. Ball's just a little low, but good catch. And they are going to go for it.
They are 4 of 7 on 4th downs coming into this matchup, but before that, a timeout.
Timeout, Cal Poly. Their first timeout of the half. So be a 30-second timeout.
I think Coach Wolf wants to make sure they got the right play. It's a big fourth down right here.
Get ready for game day, fans, with Megan Robinson during This Week in Big Sky Football. You'll hear from your favorite coaches and players, plus get an insider's look at the conference. Watch every Saturday on this Script Sports station. You can also check local listings for times in your area. Brent Began looking on, looking for his defense to get a fourth down stop. And if you're Cal Poly, your first real offensive success tonight, you got to not only convert this fourth down, obviously, but you got to put up some points here.
Well, and that's why, you know, again, I'm not Coach Wolf, but you know, they kick the field goal, make the field goal. You got a 10-3 game.
Well, the offense will come back out on the field. Will be an empty set for Bo Kelly on 4th and 2. Bobcats bring 5. Kelly picks up the blitz, rifles it, and making the squeeze and a first down. Michael Briscoe makes the catch, but there is a flag.
I think they're going to call to hard
holding. Defense number 0. Yeah. 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Looked like he was in good tight coverage, but maybe a little too tight, Ben. Had his hands on him. I don't know if we're going to see a replay of it or not. That being said, you know, big fourth down call. Nice job by Cal Poly moving the chains, and this is, you know, best drive of the night for him. The only drive of the night for him that's produced anything.
Yeah, after 4 consecutive punts. Briscoe, the motion man. Play action. Kelly just has to get rid of it. Incomplete, as it looked like it might have been Hunter Parsons who was pouncing on him. Nope, Kenneth Iden.
Yep. Another play action boot, and you can see Kenny Iden coming off the edge here. Good job by Kelly just getting rid of the football.
Kenneth Iden winning the Big Sky Defensive Player of the Week a couple of weeks ago after that win against Northern Arizona. Right up the gut. Into the 10-yard line, past the 5. A strong run by Trey Wilson.
Yes, it was, and that was a big hole. You know, these guys, Montana State's been so sound defensively, you just don't see those big gaping holes. But I think I might have been able to run through that.
14-yard scoop by Wilson. That's the kind of spark that running game needed for Cal Poly, because they have shown that they can rack up the yards on the ground. You go back to that game against Sacramento State a couple of weeks ago where they were effective on the ground. As Kelly will go under center, 1st and goal. Play action, pressure coming. Back of the end zone. Incomplete. Trying to get the toe touch there.
Boy,
Alec Marshall.
I thought he had it.
I thought so too.
I know they're going to review it. They're looking at it right now. Hopefully it doesn't take forever. See it here. This is going to be a great angle.
Yep, out of bounds.
Good call. Hey, you mentioned Sac State. Did Sac State lose to another JV program last night, Ben?
A late one in Sacramento.
Looks like the Fighting Pandas came to fight.
2nd and goal. Fletcher trying to bounce to the outside. Down to the 3. In the ABA red zone, 7th in the Big Sky this year for Cal Poly. A 1-yard loss.
Well, it's an excellent drive. Obviously they would 1,000% prefer 7 points here, not 3.
Kelly, again, just has to get rid of it. That D line just charging down on him to force 4th down.
Sparks, Nevada's finest right there. You can see him in the screen. Hunter Parsons, what a great senior year he's had. Good shot of him right there.
And this time Paul Wolf will send out the field goal unit as Noah Cerna will try it. They've used 2 different kickers at times this year. This will be a 22-yarder. And knocks it through. First points of the night for the Mustang offense on their first successful drive.
It was a good drive. And I know Coach Wolf and Coach Rosie and the offense in the road, they got to settle for 3. Nice job by the Bobcat defense.
Well, you mentioned that game last night up in Sacramento. The Grizz getting the win. As we look at the standings, Montana now 4-0 in the conference. UC Davis 4-0. Montana State.
Cal Poly, number 22, is changing number to 63. 22 to 63.
22 to 63.
Interesting numbers. You don't hear that a whole lot, going from that kind of number to 63. But you look at the standings right now. Cal Poly at 1-2. Again, they played really tough against a couple of top 25 foes.
Yeah.
Idaho getting their first win today over Portland State. I said it a couple of weeks ago when we went into that Montana State Eastern Washington game. We were in for an interesting Big Sky slate this year.
Yeah.
I don't want to say like I have a crystal ball or anything, but I think it's kind of lived up to that so far.
Yeah, but
for the most part.
But when the Cal Polys, the Northern Colorados, the Idaho State, these teams are improving. Makes for a fun conference.
And taking it out of the end zone. And tripped up. Jabez Woods. And some extra pushing and shoving after the whistle.
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting finish. I mean, you got Montana, who's still undefeated. UC Davis is hot. They're playing very well. Montana State's been playing excellent. Idaho. I mean, what's up with Idaho?
Well, obviously dealing with quarterback injuries up in Moscow. Joshua Wood missing a couple games, and you look at the first 4 drives for the Bobcats. Turnover on downs, a field goal, getting into the end zone. Thanks to Jared White and Justin Lamson.
I saw Eastern had a big win on the road against Weber State.
Yep.
Good job by Coach Best and his crew.
Also coming off a win against Idaho on the red turf a couple weeks ago as well. First and 10, Adam Jones. Dancing. And cut past the 25. It'll be a 6-yard gain for Adam Jones as we approach the 2.5-minute mark here in the second.
Yeah, probably one more play here, Ben, and then the old 2-minute timeout. I called it the 2-minute timeout.
For the first time in like the 3 years we've been doing these games, as we'll get
That's
movement.
Because it's a 2-minute warning, but I'll call it timeout if I have to. False start.
Full start. Offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Cedric Jefferson, the right tackle.
Cedric Jefferson's a California kid. Temecula.
Out to Dowler. Tunnel screen. Right up the middle. And 2 yards shy of the first down marker. 7-yard gain as that will take us to the 2-minute timeout.
Tackle.
Montana State
This is the 2-minute timeout.
looking to put some points up on the board before halftime.
The 2-time best car wash in
Brent Vegan and number 5, Montana State, clinging to a 10-3 lead as we wind down this first half here in San Luis Obispo. And you just look at his facial expressions. Hasn't been a happy man so far in this first half.
Well, they've done a lot of good things. I mean, again, you're talking about 193 yards, to only 77, but it's a 10-3 ball game. Cal Poly's proven though that they've improved a ton. They can play. I mean, 2 weeks ago in Missoula, it was 9-0. Poly.
Well, especially with that defense. Paul Wolf saying, you got to make Montana State earn the yards, earn the points, and that defense has definitely done that. Julius Davis almost tripped up and escorted out of bounds with 1:54 left.
Well, that's what Coach Rosenbaum was telling us, Ben. You know, Montana State's defense is just so disciplined. You know, they're just so gap sound. And, you know, seeing that big play over the head of Taden Gray, I mean, you just haven't seen a lot of big plays against the Cat defense this year. Not a ton of explosives because they're just a very disciplined and sound unit.
Lamson with an eternity of time. Now having to rush out of the pocket and rip down from behind. The leading tackler in the Big Sky, Mikey D'Amato, able to chase him down.
This is a great play by D'Amato here. I mean, he is running. He's a good football player. Again, very, very productive.
A loss of 4 there as we send it back down to Grace Lawrence.
Cal Poly linebacker Mikey D'Amato was also recruited to MSU. He signed in December 2022, spent a couple weeks there that following summer, but then transferred to Saddleback Community College. He then started at Cal Poly in 2024, and according to defensive coordinator Cody Von Appen, D'Amato is a phenomenal teammate, and he prepares really well, guys.
Lamson flushed out again, and that one caught at the 50-yard line. Chris Long.
It's going to come back, I think, Ben.
Yeah. As you see Laundry once again back at the 27-yard line.
Holding, offense number 73, 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Once again, Cedric Jefferson.
Yeah, you hate calling these big dudes out because they work their butts off. Right there, you can see him holding right there. You just got to let him go. False start and a hold in 2 drives for that young man.
Second and 23 now.
Cal Poly is elected to have the clock start on the snap.
Okay.
4 wide on 2nd and 23.
Yeah, true 10 personnel. We haven't seen a ton of this tonight.
On the slant, incomplete. 3rd down.
We haven't seen this many incomplete passes by Lamson this year. And again, that ball was down and away for only Taco to make the catch, but I thought the coverage was tight. Coverage are good.
Timer, please reset the game clock to 1:35. Timer, please reset the game clock to 1:35. Timer, please reset the game clock to 1:30. Thank you.
I was going to say.
I think he wants to reset the game clock to 1:35.
That was loud.
Cal Poly was showing blitz. They'll come back, and Adam Jones right up the middle.
Well, great job by that Cal Poly defense.
Timeout. Timeout. Cal Poly, their 2nd timeout of the half. There's a 30-second timeout.
Let's see if Bo Kelly can keep it going with 1:30 here. Get some more points on the board. This is, I think, more of a game than a lot of Bobcat fans thought it would be.
But once again, it speaks to Cal Poly this year. They took down Sacramento State on the road. They hung tough with UC Davis here in San Luis Obispo. And you saw 2 weeks ago against Montana, they blanked the Grizz through the first 30 minutes.
Yep, that man right there is doing a great job.
High into the night sky. This will check up at around the 40-yard line. So 119 to work with for the Mustang offense on a 30-yard punt. Bo Kelly will remain in the game for obvious reasons.
Yeah, about 119, about 60 yards to go. Looks like 61.
And that last drive going for 72 yards. starting to get the offense going in this rotating carousel of quarterbacks for Cal Poly as the season has gone on. 1st and 10. On the draw, Wilson able to stay on his feet and gets to the 42-yard line.
Well, it's a good play call because you've got that cheetah package in with 4 defensive ends. You can see Solano and Iden as the 2 tackles inside here.
Quick snap, Kelly to the air, intercepted. Cole Taylor having a breakout campaign, comes down with the INT.
Coltrane Taylor might have just gotten his easiest pick of his lifetime. That was not a great ball, and you are giving this Montana State offense the ball on your own side of the field. Not exactly what you wanted to do right there. Great play by Cole Taylor. You can see right at the end there, Kenny Iden just got his hands up and I think, distracted the vision there of Kelly because that just wasn't a great throw. And there's the takeaway cowboy hat, Ben.
For a guy who had to be sold on playing defense coming out of high school, and he's making his plays. And like you mentioned, 52 seconds to go here in the first half. Lamson throws on the run, and a laser delivered to Jabez Woods. Short of the line to gain.
Well, I was going to say they're in hurry-up mode, but not really hurrying up.
Lamson with a ton of time, again over the middle. And again, Jabez Woods, as D'Amato rips him down, and timeout called by Montana State.
Yeah, I put Jabez early in the game there as an impact player.
Timeout. Montana State, their first time out of the half. There's a 30-second timeout.
Just over the last few weeks, you can tell Lamson and him are really, sinking in together because Woods has made a lot of plays.
Well, when we talked to Sam Mix, the wide receiver coach, earlier this week, he said back when Jabez Woods was in high school, he was under-recruited out of the Seattle area. Fearless for being undersized, absolutely shines when the lights are on. You saw those 2 performances against Eastern Washington and Northern Arizona. Has really emerged in that wide receiver group this season.
Yeah, the redshirt freshman out of Spanaway, Washington. He actually played for one of my former players, Mookie Foreman. He's a good, athletic, young, talented receiver. See, they're running that bunch again up there into the boundary. It's been either screen or inside zone thus far.
Pressure comes from Cal Poly. Again, rifles it over the middle, incomplete. Dane Steele couldn't make the one-handed grab.
And Lamson took a good shot here at the end. I mean, he's a tough guy. Again, a little bit of an off-target throw, but there was pressure in his face. You can see him take a hit right there.
Well, he's a tough dude.
He is.
We've seen him take a ton of hits, whether it was a sack or when he took off with his legs. He gets up pretty quickly. Stepping up, Adam Jones, short of the 20. Another timeout called
by Mikey D'Amato.
Timeout. Montana State, their second charge timeout of the half. There's a 30-second timeout.
Cal Poly's front four is doing a good job of just disrupting Lamson. I mean, they're keeping him uncomfortable. I'll be excited to see how this game finishes for Lamson because he's just been so sharp through the season.
Yeah.
And he gets to come back to California, and Cal Poly's defense doing a good job.
12 tackles, by the way, already for Mikey D'Amato. You could see how he just flies all over the field, but Lamson can really get rid of the football quickly. Like I said before, good pocket presence, can find the open receiver, good vision. Miles Sandstead continues to get warm in case he gets called upon here to add some more points on the board, possibly. As the Mustangs show 5. 3rd down and 5. Off balance throw, Taco Dollar. Knocked out of bounds by Jeremiah Bernard.
Yes, he was, and that was a great pop by Bernard. Taco's going to field that one, but of course Taco just gets right back up. Watch right here at the end. It's a good hit.
11-yard gain there. Lay in the wood there. Trips at the top of the screen again for Montana State. Lamson under pressure, incomplete. Trying to go to Dane Steele. Good coverage there by Boston Wilson.
Yes, it was. You're going to see the replay here. I mean, you can see, the offensive line's doing a good job, right at the end, again, just enough to disrupt Lamson.
With 7 seconds left. The offense still on the field. Split wideouts. Pressure comes again. Incomplete. Underthrown for Jabez Woods. And now with 4 seconds left, Miles Sandstead will come on.
I'm impressed with what Cal Poly is doing defensively. I mean, they are. I know the wheel route to Jared White, but other than that, I mean, Montana State's offense just can't get in sync. There's no rhythm right now.
31-yard attempt for Sandstead. High snap, but still bangs it through. 13-3, Montana State going into the locker room. And I think you kind of nailed it right there. The rhythm. They just haven't really gotten into the rhythm whatsoever offensively, like we've seen in the past.
No question. I can tell you that Kobe Froker, too, deserves a huge award just for getting that ball down right there, because that was not a great snap. And in the journey that has been Montana State special teams, Coach Vegan would have freaking come unglued if that thing didn't go in.
234 total yards for Montana State. A balanced attack, 112 through the air, 122 on the ground. Meanwhile, for Cal Poly, 80 total for the Mustangs in the first 30 minutes. As we send it back down to Grace Lawrence.
Coach, how do you evaluate that final sequence since the interception?
Well, we got points on the board. Time is of the essence there, and we, credit to them for putting pressure on and not giving us a shot downfield, but at least we got the points.
What is the overall message to your team going into the second half?
We got to play better. I know defensively, outside of a third down, they had a first down at that point. We have a breakdown at coverage, so I think we're doing some things really well on the defensive side. Offensively, we're moving the ball, but just getting in our own way. Some critical penalties in there, and we just got to play better. It's not that complicated. I think we have it within us, and we got to go and do it.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, offensively, a couple mistakes from Montana State. A 13-3 lead for the number 5 team in the land. The Montana Chevy Dealers halftime show coming up right after this. Number 5, Montana State with a 13-3 lead over Cal Poly here at the break. On a beautiful night here in San Luis Obispo. We take a look at the highlights for this one so far, Ty Gregorak, and it was the defense on full display for both sides through that first quarter.
It really was. I mean, Bo Kelly's come in and added a spark, but that being said, the Montana State defense has only given up 80 yards and 3 points. They're playing very well, per usual. Good shot by right here of Justin Lamson on that wheel route. Beautifully designed play. The only touchdown of the game right now. It's just been an interesting game, man.
It really has. Kind of like what you said. There's not a lot of rhythm. There's not a lot of momentum really going into this game so far. As you take a look at the first half stats, 234 balanced attack for the Bobcats. But like you said, 80 total for Cal Poly. Second half coming up. Montana State to receive the football to start quarter number 3 here in San Luis Obispo. A 13-3 lead for the number 5 team in the country. And I go back to a couple weeks ago when we were down at NAU, and Brent Vigen was saying, talking about this squad, there's no sense of panic. The offense can look out there and see the defense doing everything they can to hold opponent offenses. And you'll see on this opening drive to see if they're able to kind of.
22 is now 63.
That's like the 5th time I've been cut off on a story.
Yeah, did we hear about a skill number being changed to like an offensive guard?
Jabez Woods, past the 20. Still chugging past the 25. Moments ago, Grace Lawrence caught up with Cal Poly head coach Paul
Coach, your
Wolf.
red zone defense, very stout. What are you liking out of that unit?
Yeah, I mean, they're playing really well. They've been put in that situation a few times, short field, and we've been able to hold them out of the end zone in regards to touchdowns. So very, very happy with where they're at right now. Got to be a little better on first down.
And then Bo Kelly comes in as a spark, does have that interception. What are you liking from his play once he came in?
Well, just giving us a chance to, hit up on receivers and putting his eyes where they need to be. And right now, he gave, like you said, he gave us a spark, so we got to keep going with him.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, defensively, those are the 2 big keys that Paul Wolf gave to us earlier this week in our conversation with him, as Julius Davis on the first carry breaks through into the second level into Cal Poly territory and trots out of bounds. A strong start for Montana State's offense thanks to Julius Davis.
Ben, if I was a betting guy, this is just inside zone off of the split zone with the tight end there. But if I was a betting guy, I would imagine Brent Vigen had some choice words for his outfit in the locker room, and he came out blistering hot right there. Great run.
Well, I was going to say Paul Wolf said we got to keep the explosive plays to a minimum, and right on cue, not able to do that. Julius Davis this time wrapped up by Victory Johnson.
Yeah, I think that first guy there, though, was Thomas Buda. He got a big old paw on Julius's shoulder pad there, and obviously finished off by that man right there, Mr. Victory Johnson.
So physical off the edge for that D line. By the way, 36 yards on that run there by Julius Davis. Joni motions. Lamson on the RPO. Reaches towards the 30. Now bring up a 3rd down for the Bobcat offense.
Yeah, it was just read zone there. It'll be interesting here on 3rd down. Lamson's a little slow to get up.
Five-yard tuck and run there by QB1.
Yeah, bringing both tight ends out. Went from 12 personnel now to looks like 20 personnel. They're putting Colson Kuhn back there in the gun split with Adam Jones.
Like you mentioned, split backs on 3rd down and 5. Montana State 4 of 9 tonight. Adam Jones, he'll be stopped short.
Yeah, they were either in a cover 2 or I need to see it again. It might have been a corner blitz here. Great play by Boston Wilson there, right on the edge to get him to 4th down.
Once again, go for it on 4th down, where they're 1 of 2 tonight. Two tight ends set there for Montana State. Lamson over the middle and sliding for a 1st down. Ryland Schlepp.
Boy, Lamson is just off tonight, though. I mean, this is not a well-thrown ball. You're going to see it here off the play-action boot. I mean, throw the ball up there, and there's nothing but green grass for his big tight end to run, get into the end zone.
Using those long arms on that 6'4" frame to make that catch.
He throws it two feet higher, though. Schlepp's catching that and probably scoring.
Lamson on 1st and 10, again takes off with his feet. A big stick there by Mikey D'Amato. But Lamson Again, just gets right back up for a 9-yard gain.
I mean, it's like Brett Favre-ish. I mean, he's playing like a dang linebacker or quarterback, but he's got to protect his body. Look at the shot he takes here from D'Amato here. Good night.
Well, how do you find that balance? Because this was the same discussion we had last year about Tommy Millard with the amount of times that he ran the football, trying to make sure that he stayed healthy as the season progressed. 2nd and 1, Julius Davis busting through the window, reaching for the goal line. Touchdown, Montana State. Julius Davis, bully ball into the end zone.
Great physical, tough guy run there by Julius Davis. I know the referees are chatting about it. One side didn't have him in, the other raised his arms. Very, very close. The ball did cross the plane. It's just did his knee hit first. They're probably looking at it right now.
And that's the opening drive you needed if you were Montana State. Because like we talked about, there was no offensive rhythm for Montana State in that first half.
Yep. Well, when games are going that way and there's no such thing as a perfect game, go back to your steak and potatoes and give the ball to Julius Davis and Adam Jones.
Now a 23 lead for Montana State on a 10-yard touchdown run from Julius Davis. Hard to tackle. Can make the first guy miss. And the coach is loving it.
Tonight's game is sponsored by Montana State University, Mountains and Mines, Town Pump, Pump It Up, Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking, your Montana Chevy dealers, and the University of Montana. Build your skills the Montana way.
Some great views here on the Central Coast as nighttime has fallen in San Luis Obispo. 23 lead for Montana State, and Cal Poly looking to respond. It's Carson Cole. We got laundry on the field once again.
Lots of it.
23-yard return.
Pretty sure it's going to be a holding call, Ben, but it looked like there was a couple infractions maybe.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 6, 10-yard penalty, first down Cal Poly.
It looks like they will keep Bo Kelly out there as quarterback, and you heard Paul Wolf a minute ago, provided that spark that offense needed. They're looking to respond here, down 20-3.
Now they just got to stop throwing interceptions, man. I mean, that's the 12th pick of the year. 12 interceptions halfway through the season.
Right now, 3 of 9 through the air for 42 yards. The ground game on their first play of this series. Just right up the middle. As Trey Wilson will pick up 2. Julius Davis, meanwhile, talking about the running attack. 119 yards now on the ground for the Bobcats tonight.
Let the juice loose, Ben.
Wilson leaves the backfield. And Briscoe making the catch. Haven't really called his name a whole lot tonight for one of the top wideouts in the Big Sky.
He is. He's a good player. I mean, to your point a little bit, they just got to keep getting him the rock. I mean, get your dudes the rock. Be a good-looking athlete. And there's been some good ones here, even back when they ran the triple. I mean, everyone in the Big Sky remembers the name Ramses Barton. That was a player.
Wilson swallowed up. No gain there. Kenneth Iden met him near the line of scrimmage.
Yep. You know, Coach Howe loves these line games, LCVs, line change variations. Slanting and stunting your D lineman around. You got great players making good plays.
With Montana State being so good on third downs this year, I wanted to ask you, what does the Bobcat defense, specifically that D-line, do well on third downs that has basically led to them being one giant brick wall this season?
Yeah, it's an absolute luxury to have your front four that are dominant players. I mean, our best defenses always, you know, if you didn't have to blitz, I mean, meaning your defensive line is wreaking havoc, that's a good thing as a defensive coordinator, and they've got that up front.
Justin Lamson and the Cats offense looking to add on to this lead when we come back. Cal Poly fans taking in a beautiful night here on the Central Coast. And speaking of fans, want to remind all of you to continue sending in your best super fan photos. And you have the opportunity to see yourself on the big screen today. Make sure to scan the QR code on your screen and upload your favorite fan shots. And once again, we'll pick some of our favorites and highlight them coming up later on in the second half. Got cowboy hats all over the place today. On first down, Lamson keeps it himself and trucks up the middle. 4-yard gain there from QB1. Down to Grace Lawrence on Julius Davis.
Yes, Ben. I thought of this quote that Julius told me during fall camp when he just scored that touchdown. When the pads get to popping, the Juice Squad ain't stopping. The Juice Squad is the running backs room. I mean, he really provided a spark for this team. Fans come, they were leaning over and screaming at him from the Bobcats. He really hyped up this team, hyped up this offensive line specifically, guys.
Now again, providing that emotional spark for that Montana State offense as he gets the ball in wrapped up. Not much there.
That's a really, really nice open field tackle here by Jeremiah Bernard. Because as we were just talking about, the juice is not easy to bring down.
Well, last year it was hard for Julius Davis dealing with injuries, and Brent Vegan, when we talked to him a couple weeks ago, he said he appreciated Julius Davis and him being able to hang in there. It definitely hasn't been easy as in years past for him, and he found a new love of football in the city of Bozeman playing for Montana State, and you can see how much he's loving it. Adam Jones. I'll bring up fourth down. Mikey D'Amato tracks him down.
Yes, he did. This kid can really run and hit, man. He is a good football player. I like watching him, but D'Amato I'm talking about. Watch get shot out of a rocket here at the end. He's a good football player.
You can just watch him. I mean, he can fly all over the field, go from sideline to sideline, so physical. 79 tackles coming into this one, 4.5 sacks.
Looks like they're in a safe punt mode right here. Yeah, you know, D'Amato's not a real long linebacker, but he's kind of that short, stocky middle linebacker, man. But he can run and hit. He's good. Like I said, he's a good football player. Looks like he got a little dinged up.
Definitely physical after the 37-yard punt. Cal Poly looking for any sort of spark offensively. Well, Ty, throughout this season, Paul Wolf has been saying how much his offense has become more explosive, scoring more points than they did in the past. But, I mean, you look at the numbers, only 89 total yards for this Mustang offense right now. They haven't even eclipsed the century mark. And obviously a lot of credit goes to the strong Montana State defense, which is first in the Big Sky.
You're exactly right, though. But, I mean, 13 minutes of possession time and 89 yards, man, that's not going to win you a ton of football games.
Going underneath, Alec Marshall making the catch. Only a gain of 3 there. And I know they're going up against a Montana State defense who is first in scoring defense, first in rushing defense, third in pass defense, first in total yards defensively. If you're Cal Poly, how do you provide a spark here?
Yeah, you just got to get something going. I mean, like that big play, you know, that we talked about on Taden Gray there in coverage. They gave him a spark. I know they only got 3 out of it, but it was a spark. Like they just gotta. I don't think they can run the ball, and that's kind of been proven. Coach Rosenbaugh's got to dig into his bag of tricks and get something going, because you know, they don't do anything on this drive. Let's say Montana State scores again, whether it's only 3, this thing's getting out of hand.
6 yards there from Kendrick Sanders as Paul Wolf looks on. As stressed, they were trying to get more consistency in the run game where the O-line creates space and holes that can really get the offense going. On the comeback route, making the catch and a first down, Logan Brewer. But we do have flags in the backfield.
Yeah, they're gonna call roughing the passer here, Ben. Coach Howe has not blitzed much at all tonight. Like, I don't think he has. And first
personal
time he does.
foul, roughing the passer, defense number 34. 15 yards added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to see this from the back, but that's Cole Taylor they got it on. You just, quarterbacks are protected, man. If you're late, you got to either go low or just, do anything in your power to avoid the quarterback. We'll watch it here. You can see Cole Taylor coming right off the edge there. And there's just no need.
And now the Mustang offense in plus territory. Michael Briscoe lined up at the top of the screen. 1st and 10. Kelly again to his tight end in Alec Marshall.
It was about a 30-yard throw for a 3-yard gain. You can see this. Well, I'm serious. Great pressure. Again, not always going to get the sack, but how can you affect the quarterback and make him uncomfortable? He had to backpedal a little bit. Nice job by him getting it out, but again, it's a long throw for only a couple yards.
And you've said it multiple times, this Montana State front, they're not really going to rack up the sacks, but they get so much pressure on opposing quarterbacks. We saw it 2 weeks ago with a guy who also can sling it all over the yard in Jordan Cook for Idaho State.
Yeah, look at Brody Grebe last year, right? He won the Buck Buchanan Award, and his stats weren't crazy. He was just an outstanding football player, and the way he pressured quarterbacks was phenomenal.
And you saw it again right there. Bo Kelly under pressure just had to get rid of it with Talon Marsh pouncing on him.
Yep, big Talon out of Helena, Montana.
Because you have Idaho State, you have Cal Poly, who most of their offense comes through the air. Going back 2 weeks ago and even to tonight, against a strong passing attack, what has this Montana State defense done to kind of carry over momentum 2 weeks later after the bye week in that kind of turn? As Kelly floats it downfield, incomplete. Trying to go to Briscoe.
Yeah, he overthrew that one. He's going to be kicking himself because he had him. He absolutely had him there. And Takari Carr was beat. To answer your question though, Coach Vegan, again, they've had so much success. He keeps losing coordinators to bigger, I'm air quoting, bigger, better jobs. He lost Bobby Daly this last offseason to UTEP, but they've been running a similar defense now for years under Vegan's watch. It's all very, very similar. Maybe some difference in verbiage, but it's rinse and repeat. And Coach Sean Howe's been with him the whole time. He's one of his OGs, and he's doing a great job.
Into the end zone, and now word from the Whitefish Credit Union.
Montanans the best way to save. Whitefish Credit Union certificates are available now.
313 total yards for Montana State. Under 4.5 to play here in the third as Justin Lamson, 15 of 25 through the air, 125. To go along with 18 yards on the ground. Continuing to win the time of possession, just under 25 minutes for the Bobcat offense. Back to Davis, who's had the hot hand. And pick up a 4 there.
Let's see, now that they kind of got the running game going here, Julius is hot, like you said. Might try to shorten this game here if your coach, Vegan Coach Sturberg, to start ground and pounding it out. Got a 17-point lead here with just under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Davis again. Bouncing off of tacklers. He's got space again. Still on his feet. Still trucking downfield. And Julius Davis past the 50. What a night for Julius Davis. 28-yard scoot. And some words for the Cal Poly sideline.
Yeah, you got to be careful there in terms of jarring at the sideline. But my goodness, this kid is running hard right now. I mean, keep giving that guy the ball because he's playing his butt off.
Now over 150 yards tonight. Dollar motions. Play action. Lamson lets it rip downfield. Incomplete. And it's Chris Long. Couldn't keep it within his grasp.
Chris Long needs to catch this football, but again, this ball is underthrown. I mean, it was an interestingly thrown ball, and I just don't know what to say other than Lamson just seems a little off tonight. But this is a very catchable ball, no question. He's got to catch the football.
Chris Long still looking to kind of break out with Montana State this year. Came in with only 89 receiving yards. He's looked upon to have a big year after arriving to Bozeman. Adam Jones brought down by the shoestrings. Troy Bean. 5-yard gain, third down.
Well, there was a big hole. It was a good tackle by Bean there because, boy, there was a gaping hole in the middle.
Career night for Julius Davis.
Well, you and I have done so many games that he's had such great games. It's almost shocking to see that 151 is his career high here.
Well, it's the first time this season that he's been over 100 yards. Thanks to our producer, Bobby Hayden, for that. Lamson tucks and runs again. Open turf. And just trots out of bounds.
Well, that is an issue when you bring pressure, and they are bringing a bunch of pressure here. And if you don't get there, you know, all those other defenders are in man-to-man coverage. No one's got an eye on the quarterback, and great run by Lamson.
17 yards there for Justin Lamson as we have an injured Mustang down on the field. It looks like it's 96, I believe. Hard to read the number on the shoulder. Yep. It's 96. It is Mason Barber.
Yes, sir. Hope he's okay because he is also in his senior year. You're going to see him right there. He looks like right there. He kind of some friendly fire right there.
Family man with a wife and a 6-month-old daughter. Another look at Julius Davis. As we hit the 2-minute mark here in the third. Lamson to the air again, and that ball jarred loose. Jeremiah Bernard just came soaring in, knocked it loose. And a scramble for the football. It's going to remain with Montana State. Jeremiah Bernard just incoming off the edge.
Yes, he was. That's Lamson's blind side. You can see him right there. Big hit. And Montana State is extremely lucky that they got back on the ball.
Loss of 12 there for the Bobcats. Forced the game-winning fumble against Sacramento State a couple weeks ago, Jeremiah Bernard. He can be a problem for opposing offenses. That time Lamson up the middle for 9.
Well, it's a nice run by Lamson here because it was, second forever. Now it gets back to, it's still 3rd and long, don't get me wrong, which is, generally high percentage for the defense. But in terms of getting some of that yardage back, just to, potentially get you back into field goal range.
3 yards behind the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 13. Swinging it out, Taco Dowler. Past the 20, staying on his feet, down the sideline, pushed out of bounds. Taco Dowler, again, so elusive as Sam Mix continues to praise his play this year and his work in the offseason. Gain of 24.
Yeah, they just run the quick screen out here to Taco, and this is what I was talking about, though, about getting back into field goal range. Not only did they do that, shoot, now they're knocking on the door of the dang end zone. Great play by Taco. And fantastic perimeter blocking by his receivers and tight ends.
As that will be the final play of the 3rd
That's
quarter.
the end of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, when you play for Montana State, if you're a wideout, you got to block as well. But Taco Dowler making plays. One of the top wideouts in the Big Sky. 23 lead as we head to the 4th.
Tonight's game is sponsored by Montana State University, Mountains and Mines, Town Pump, Pump It Up, Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking, your Montana Chevy dealers, and the University of Montana. Build your skills the Montana way.
Well, the home the last couple of days for a lot of our production folks out at Pismo Beach as we start the 4th quarter. Just north of there in San Luis Obispo in the I formation. Justin Lamson rolling to his right, and he'll tuck and run again, using that physicality and once again getting into the end zone.
Yeah, this is just a physical. I mean, again, they bring in big people, big formation here. You're thinking maybe power, some kind of run. They run the play action off it, and then Lamson's been very effective with his feet. And God, he takes some hits, but boy, he keeps delivering hits too. Great run by him. Touchdown, Cats.
Rushing TD number 5 this year for Justin Lamson. And splitting the uprights again on the PAT. With his arm, with his feet, doesn't matter. Justin Lamson enjoying this season. Out in Bozeman and getting it done again. 4 yards into the end zone. Justin Lamson again finding the end zone via his feet as he gives Montana State a 27-3 lead here in the opening seconds of the 4th quarter. And the offense really picking up here in the second half. I know Montana State has kind of had some long drives, but Brent Beacon's certainly got to be happy with the offense so far here in the second half. As Cole will take it right in front of the goal line. Looking for an opening. Not much going there. Once again, time to take a look at our fan zone with the Marsh McLennan Agency. I love when we get the golden retrievers in there, by the way. Yeah, of course you got family members watching. You have to.
We've got the Vegans watching. We've got the Aarons watching. He's going to be a good player. He's a good young player. That linebacking core. He's got some youth, got some length, got some speed. Coach Jody Owens is doing a great job recruiting that room.
Again, thanks to all the fans for sending in those awesome photos. On 1st and 10, Bo Kelly on the draw. Sanders knifing up the middle and trying to drag a couple of Cat defenders as we send it back down to the field with Grace Lawrence.
Well, Ty, you were just talking about the linebackers, and this week I asked Bryce Grebe about the pride in being a linebacker at MSU. He said most importantly, it's about carrying on the tradition of representing the state of Montana in the room, being able to follow in the footsteps of guys like Troy Anderson and Callahan O'Reilly. Vegan also said it's a group where you should have mainly Montanans, guys.
On the slant, getting into Bobcat territory, Michael Briscoe.
Yeah, he's not wrong, Grace. I got to coach 15 years in this league, and 12 at Montana, 12 at Montana State. They're going hurry up here, but most of the great linebackers were all from the Treasure State.
22 yards there from Briscoe. Back to Kendrick Sanders again. A lot of work to be done for this Cal Poly offense here in the fourth quarter. We'll bring up a 2nd and 7. Straight drop from Kelly, rifles it over the middle and upended, but what a catch right there by Brooks Wheatley.
It's a great throw. It's a great catch by Wheatley, but again, it looked like Tatum Gray. Again, he's just got to keep sinking in that. He's one of a few, but a really, really nice throw by Bo Kelly.
It's a momentum on this drive, Cal Poly. Underneath this time, back to his running back in Sanders.
And I was just talking about him and tripped up by Tatum Gray.
Well, what has Cal Poly been doing on this drive that we haven't really seen the last couple of drives? Because you can see them just marching down the field here.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, it's very challenging defensively when offenses change tempos. And they kind of had some good stuff going there with the hurry up, no huddle stuff. And then I'll be curious to see, how this finishes, because now they're huddling again.
Trips down low, 2nd and 4. Kelly for the end zone. Touchdown, Cal Poly. A perfect strike there to Fidel Pitts for his first TD of the season. 16 yards.
Well, that was an excellent series by Bo Kelly. Just really, really nice throws. We've been raving about the D-line. The D-line's just not getting a ton of pressure on him right now, and he's getting to sit in there and find open receivers, and sure enough, touchdown, Mustangs.
Cuts the deficit to 17. You can see Bo Kelly. He can sling it as he finds his man there. And the celebration after the touchdown grab. Julius Davis in the Bobcat offense set to come back on the field. Cal Poly only needing 2 minutes, 23 seconds to get into the end zone for 6. To make it a 27-10 game here in the fourth quarter.
Number 22 for Cal Poly is now number 63.
Yeah, there you go.
I had no idea.
Only the 3rd time we've gotten that announcement tonight.
It is one of the more fascinating number jersey changes in game I've ever heard.
Jabez Woods will just call a fair catch. Once again, time to check in with this week's Williams Plumbing and Heating poll. What is the most important factor for a Big Sky program success? And the majority of fans sided with Utah. Recruiting 42%, but not that far off. Fan support as well.
I mean, they're all nice to have, don't get me wrong. Again, recruiting is the lifeblood of any program. You got to recruit.
And you see the players that Paul Wolf has brought into San Luis Obispo. Obviously, the completion of the John Madden Center to our right is really going to help with that as well as the years go on. As Lamson on the first play, on the slant, and in traffic, Dane Steele able to make the catch.
That to me looked like the Lamson we've been watching the last couple months, though. Stepped into his throw, fired a missile there in on the slant. Got a Cal Poly player dinged up a little bit.
Looks like it's Calvin Moore who will move off the field on his own power. 11-yard gain there. 1 play, 1 first down for Montana State. Lamson is now 17 of 28 tonight, 151 yards. Dowler motions on 1st and 10. Back to Davis. Past the 40, and the ball's on the turf. Fighting for the football, still on the turf. And it looks like it's going to be recovered by Cal Poly. They'll have to sort through the scrum. And it will be Cal Poly football.
This is the stuff, I don't know if we're going to get a shot of Coach Began, but this is the stuff that's just driving him nuts, because he knows he's got a good football team.
With the recovery by Cal Poly, first down.
But it's like, okay, we're the number 5 team in the country. You know, we beat South Dakota State, and we're probably number 1 in the country, honestly, just in terms of strength of schedule and all that. But you can't let your foot off the pedal, ever. And you've seen that one of the saltiest defenses in the country just give up a pretty, not easy drive, but there was a couple wide open receivers, and now Julius Davis, one of the best tailbacks in the country, just put the ball on the ground. Can't let your foot off the pedal. There he is.
Well, this could be a huge momentum swing for Cal Poly. 5 wide, 1st and 10, empty backfield for Bo Kelly, looking to lead another successful drive. They're trying to capitalize off the takeaway. He lets it rip down the sideline. Incomplete, intended for Briscoe. As Chase McMillan was covering him, and we got a flag.
I mean, if they're going to call PI, I mean, that was...
Pass interference, defense number 1. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
I mean, I guess the ball was 5 yards out of bounds. So there's the holder calling.
And more flags.
I think they're going to get jazzed in band weight here with the false start. Big number 74 there at the left tackle position.
Go, not jump. False start. Offense number 78. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, 78's the center. Okay.
Well, you jump forward 15 and then you go back 5.
First and 15 for the Mustangs. The Bobcats 36.
Grayson Delgado, one of those guys up front that this Cal Poly coaching staff really raved earlier this week. After the penalty, 1st and 15. Tunnel screen. And wrapped up just behind the line of scrimmage.
Yep, we keep calling his name. Big Talon Marsh there. He's taking advantage of his turns. Again, screen all the way. Offensive linemen are never just not going to block you, so you feel that. Put your cleat in the dirt, retrace, go find the football.
Brooks Wheatley making the catch, by the way. Was responsible for the only touchdown 2 weeks ago up in Missoula. 26 yards to the house in the 2nd quarter.
I'm still on high screen alert if I'm a Bobcat defender here. It's not.
Kelly with time underneath again finds his running back in Sanders with a burst of speed down the sideline.
It wasn't a screen, but it might as well have been, Ben, because you got a bunch of vertical routes by the receivers. I mean, I think this was designed to go to 34 because those perimeter receivers just cleared out the entire defense. There wasn't a guy in sight there for about 20 yards.
Kendrick Sanders getting some run here in the 4th quarter. Now 29 yards receiving.
That's the best stuff the running backs have done for Cal Poly tonight is catching the football.
Well, you want to try to get consistency in the run game. Might as well get them going in the receiving game. Kelly lets it fly over the middle, incomplete. Tried to go to the end zone. Incomplete intended.
Well, he needed to throw this ball a little bit earlier. I believe he was looking for his tight end.
He was, yep.
Who I don't know if we're going to see a replay or not, but he had him early. He was looking there for Alec Marshall, the big 6'7". 6'7", Ben. I had to do it, Benny. 6'7". Anyway, he needed to throw that a little bit earlier because that was double coverage once the safety realized he was running free.
Trips down low until Pitts goes the other way. Jordan Garrison swarmed right after the catch. Taden Gray covers him up.
Yeah, they're getting the screen game going a little bit here. Again, you see Big Paul Brott. They're not just going to block you. You're 6'5", 300 pounds. If they let you go hunt up the football. Nice play by Big Play Tay.
Third down and 8. Wheatley motions. An acrobatic catch. Getting air there, Wheatley, but short of the line to gain.
Well, it's decision time for Coach Wolf, and I don't think it's much of a decision. You know, if you're playing to win, you got to go for the fourth down here and try to get the first and not elect a kick for 3. They are going for it.
Yeah, with over 9 minutes to play, you got to go for the end zone on this drive. They are attempting their first fourth down try of the night. Sanders will flank out. Kelly, time running out. Sliding and making the grab. First down, Logan Boer.
What a play by Bo Kelly, because Hunter Parsons had him in his sights. Running him down, has to make a tough throw. And now you can see it right here. They're going to try to catch that Bobcat defense a little on their heels, get on the ball, and they're running that up-tempo offense.
14 yards to Boer. First and goal. Blitz coming. Jump ball, corner. Hauled in, touchdown! Cal Poly Logan Boer getting it done, back-to-back plays, and might be getting a little interesting in San Luis Obispo here in the fourth.
Interesting indeed, Ben, because assuming they kick the extra point through, we've got a 10-point game here. Again, you can't let your foot off the pedal. What a catch. Nice drive by the Cal Poly Mustangs.
To make it a 10-point game. (27-17). Well, in the now 3.5 years you and I have been doing these games, I should say, for the Big Sky, interesting things have happened. 27-17, over 8 to play in the fourth.
Cal Poly, number 22, is now with.
Well, whether it's in Bozeman or in San Luis Obispo, you got the horse running out. And you got Chase doing it since 2014. What a beauty. Retiring, I should say, after this conclusion of the season, kind of passing the torch because the horse behind him is going to be the one who's going to be taking over next season.
Yes, sir.
What a beauty of a horse.
Hey, man, 11-year run.
Yeah, that's a great run.
Time to go eat some hay, chill out a little bit.
Jabez Woods looking to make something happen. Knifing through the special teams. He's still on his feet. He's off to the races. And it doesn't matter whether it's on offense or on the special teams, Jabez Woods providing a spark, getting into Cal Poly territory.
Big time play. You know, football is such a momentum game here, Ben, and you know the momentum's kind of going on the Poly side right now. Huge play by Jabez Woods, well blocked by his homies. Great job by Coach Monaco's special teams unit.
59-yard return, actually a 61-yard return there for Jabez Woods.
This kid's going to be a player, man. He's a good young talent, great get out of the state of Washington.
Sam Mix instilling a lot of confidence in him during the offseason and has stepped up. Adam Jones pinballs and moves forward for the gain of 2. Because after you give up 2 straight touchdowns and Cal Poly makes it a 10-point game, you needed a little bit of a wake up for Montana State, and that provided it right there for Jabez Woods.
Good shot of Bobby Pylan there. He's got that big, long, flowing hair. It's like a dang Viking.
Split back, 2nd and 8. Lamson over the middle, and Chris Long gets to the 25.
You can see right here, I mean, again, he's got a good pocket. Time to throw.
Approaching the red zone, Montana State. Just showcasing that pocket presence once again, Justin Lamson. 162, well, now the stats updated, 175. Adam Jones. Not much going there.
No, it was a nice stick by strong safety there, Jake East. Montana State kind of slowing things down a little bit, trying to chew some time off the clock here.
Second and 7, 2 tight ends once again in the game for the Bobcats. Dumping it up to Ryan Schlepp. And now another word from the Whitefish Credit Union.
Montanans the best way to save. Whitefish Credit Union certificates are available now.
Probably one of the shortest passes I've ever seen. That was like a less than a yard of a connection from Lamson to Schlepp.
Yeah, they started, it was 12 personnel. They started Lancioni out, motion him back in, run a little play action off it, and then throw for, like, you know.
3rd down and 6. Trips down low. Pressure comes. They'll keep it on the ground with Adam Jones. Able to spin his way right at the yard to gain, and they'll give him the 1st down.
Yes, they did. Outside zone here, well blocked. Good extra effort there by Adam Jones, and again, just very slow, methodical tempo right now. You know, I know there's only about 15 yards to go, but if it was up to Brent Vegan, he'd take the last 5 minutes here and just chew it up.
Lamson on the keeper again. He turns the corner, down the boundary, going for the pylon. Touchdown, Montana State. 15 yards from Justin Lamson as once again he rushes in.
This all starts with Ryan Schlepp here on the perimeter. And Lamson sees it, Ben. He was going to take this ball inside, but watch right here on the perimeter. Right there. Block 1, get 2, and the rest is on Lamson. Unbelievable run.
After review, the runner was short of the goal line. The ball will be put at the 1-yard line. It'll be 1st down from the 1.
Well, I take that back. Still a strong run from Justin Lamson.
It was a great run and fantastic perimeter blocking.
First and goal.
Let's see him step on the gold part of the AstroTurf here, Ben.
Right there. Yep. Just missing.
A for effort, though.
Well, kind of like what you said, with only 15 yards to go, and even if he didn't get into the end zone, now the clock just continues to roll with under 4.5 to play.
Look at this I formation. Oh, I love this, Ben. This is 23 personnel. Yeah, give it to Adam Jones, and Cal Poly stuffs it.
Jones can't find the end zone. Going under the I formation. That's what worked on that previous Justin Lamson touchdown. This time they'll try the pistol. Adam Jones straight ahead. Still no signal. There it is. Touchdown Montana State as Adam Jones just powers his way in.
I was wondering what was the delay there.
I was wondering too. It's like he's clearly in.
Yeah. and you know, for everyone who was thinking that Adam Jones was having a slow season, he's now officially scored in every game this year. So, way to go, Adam Jones, young man out of Missoula, Montana.
Well, like Grace highlighted earlier, Adam's been running the ball fine, according to Brent Vegan. He just hasn't had the opportunities maybe as he did last year. And with that performance 2 weeks ago against Idaho State, Brent Vegan saying hopefully that's what will get everybody beyond the thought of what's wrong with Adam Jones. Because like you said, once again, he gets 6.
Yeah, I mean, and I think those two running backs have had phenomenal games. I mean, Julius Davis has had a career game, and you know, Adam, and that's how this offense kind of works, right? I mean, 2 weeks ago it was Adam Jones. This week it's Julius Davis.
4.5-minute drive for the Bobcat offense. A look around the rest of the conference today. Again, you go back to about 24 hours ago with Montana knocking off Sacramento State on the road. Rest of the action today, UC Davis taking down Northern
Cal Poly, number 22.
22, yeah, I was going to say, we've heard it 4 times. We get it.
Yeah.
We get it at this point. Eastern Washington getting the win, 45-6. Idaho over Portland State with a bounce-back win for the Vandals up in Moscow, and NAU taking down Idaho State 31-18. Still a long way to go in this Big Sky slate.
Yeah, and now's the time of year, Ben, where it's separation, right? I mean, the games they remember are played in November, and we're getting closer to November. Now, who's going to be those top 2, 3, 4 teams that represent this conference come playoff time?
As Carson Cole stepped on the sideline, so
boy,
buried deep in their own territory.
I thought we were going to get through a game without a special team blunder, snafu, and sure enough, the young man stepped on the 2.
Yep. As you look ahead, going back to the standings and how the rest of this season will play out as we head into the FCS playoffs. I mean, 3 weeks from tonight, that could be a big one in Bozeman between Montana State and UC Davis. And meanwhile, here in San Luis Obispo, Cal Poly offense has gotten going, but obviously a tough spot here with over 3.5 to play, and you got to drive almost the entirety of the field. Kelly from his end zone, knocked away from behind, but able to complete it to his tight end. I was going to say, for a second from our angle, it looked like that ball might have been jarred loose in the end zone, but just able to get rid of it.
Well, and this Kelly, I can see why Coach Wolf has decided to stick with him, because he's made some great throws in this second half. He's been pressured, and even when he's not pressured, I mean, he's just doing a nice job. And Cal Poly's offense is, like the graphic just showed, it's really turned around since that first and second quarter.
The near side, Michael Briscoe. Open space. That's the 20. Yeah, Bo Kelly
Holding. Offense number 65. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat second down.
And that eliminates that catch.
Yeah, that's big Leif Magnuson they got on the hold there. He's a grad transfer actually out of the University of Arizona. There's a big fellow right there. Can't hold.
Another guy this Cal Poly coaching staff talked highly of earlier this week at that left guard position.
Yep, they said their center and their 2 guards had to have big games just because they think that highly of that defensive line. And, and that's why.
Bo Kelly.
There is no foul for intentional grounding. Number 34 was in the area.
And you kind of felt it right there, Bo Kelly.
Yeah, you get the dudes coming. You got Kenny Iden putting the pressure on him. And he's very fortunate that his running back was, I guess if you want to call that, in the area.
Third down and 7. Kelly from his end zone just goes to Kendrick Sanders. And it will be about a yard short of first down marker, 4th down. Right now the offense staying on the field as we approach the 2-minute timeout. I'd imagine Paul Wolf is probably going to take it down to that mark. That's what he'll do.
2-minute timeout, Ben.
It's a 2-minute timeout.
Yep.
34-17 Montana State. Julius Davis. The biggest game of the season for Julius Davis. 171 on the ground. Well, no question who is our Whitefish Credit Union player of the game. Julius Davis, 171 yards, 9.5 yards per carry. I mean, he was balling out tonight here in San Luis Obispo.
He was incredible. I mean, you're averaging, we'll call it 10 yards a carry. And, you know, you got to give credit where credit's due. That offensive line's playing very well. Big time night, though, by the juice. The juice was loose in San Luis Obispo, Ben.
There's just something about Montana State the last 2 times they played here with humongous running performances. We saw it 3 years ago with Marquis Johnson when he went wild. Julius Davis with a big night. And as Taco Dollars is going to let this one bounce. Roll and roll and roll.
Minute 48, Ben. I believe we can officially say that's all she wrote.
44-yard punt. As the Bobcats on their way to remaining undefeated in Big Sky play. For continuing their brief road trip next week, heading to Greeley to take on Northern Colorado.
Another team that's much improved. I mean, Coach Lamb's done a nice job.
You and I have raved about Ed Lamb and the job he's done this year. You and I both know he's a great coach, obviously, from his time at Southern Utah.
Yes, sir. Really, the last time Southern Utah was good. I mean, really good. They were tough, physical.
Julius Davis again getting the handoff. Well, especially with Southern Utah rejoining the conference next year.
Yeah, you know, Sac State got tired of playing JV ball, so they're moving on, moving out, moving up. I still find it strange that these JV teams like Cal Poly and South Dakota State and the Fighting Maroon Pandas can beat them, but they'll have fun as an FBS independent.
Lampson will just take a knee, try to run out this clock. As you and I talked about, kind of a weird game here in SLO.
Yeah, it was. It was. I'm sure that guy's a lot happier than some of the shots we've got him throughout the game. Brent Vigen's favorite formation, the victory formation.
I'd imagine a lot of coaches' favorite formation.
And if you're on the other side.
Well, if you're with the lead, obviously.
Right.
One final kneel down, and that will do it. Montana State remains undefeated, like I said, 34-17 over Cal Poly. And meanwhile, for the Mustangs and Paul Wolf, they'll look to bounce back next week, right back here in San Luis Obispo, hosting Portland State. The Bobcats, the defense once again, for the most part, getting it done. Offensively, 466 yards total for the Bobcats tonight.
Yeah, you know, defensively, they had some lapses there in the second half, but, you know, overall, an excellent game. They've been fantastic. You know, it's Sean Howe and his staff will look at the film. They're going to show the boys tomorrow, Monday, what can be cleaned up, what can be better. Safe travels, my friend. I know you're getting out here at the crack of dawn tomorrow, and
I'll have some crusts in my eye tomorrow morning. You guys obviously will be heading out just in a couple hours.
Yep. Get home late tonight or early tomorrow morning, however you want to look at it.
And the race for the Big Sky title continues. Montana State, like I said, undefeated. Montana still undefeated. Big Sky play. You got UC Davis as well right there. This is going to be a fun final few weeks of the regular season to decide a Big Sky title.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you said it, Montana State, Davis, and then there's basically the AYOs, the all you others. But that's absolutely how it's showing up. Two teams out of the Treasure State, and Coach Tim Plow's got his boys playing down in Davis.
Julius Davis obviously with a tremendous night as he joins Grace Lawrence.
Yeah, Julius, this week when we talked to you, you said it's not only hard to win college football games, it's hard to win on the road. How'd you guys do it tonight?
We just stuck together. We had a game plan, and we came out, and our goal was just to execute, and that's what we did. There's a great atmosphere here, but we was just with our guys, and we knew it was going to be hostile. So we just leaned on each other, offense, defense, special teams, and just kept feeding off each other from there. So
this team needed a spark. How'd you provide it?
Just being there for the guys. You know, obviously the play is what it is, but when the things aren't going right, you know, just being there for the guys and making sure that they all hold their heads up when things aren't going right and they're starting off slow, and just keep chipping at the bit. You know, just keep going and going and going. Don't ever look back and stop. Just keep going to the next play, 1-0. So,
what is the biggest takeaway you want to have from tonight?
Just to learn. Take this game. You know, we got to walk away with a dub on the road, but ultimately just get back to the drawing board, clean out some things, and just keep moving forward. So,
thanks, Julius. Congrats on the win.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, tearing up the turf once again, Julius Davis with those 175 yards to help number 5 Montana State take down, I should say, Cal Poly 34-17. For Ty Grigorek, Grace Lawrence, and the rest of our always terrific Scripps Sports crew, I'm Ben Creighton saying good night from San Luis Obispo, where number 5 Montana State remains undefeated in Big Sky play. So long, everyone.